All right, it's Monday. Mock Draft Monday. Mock Draft Monday on the Fan Late Night. That's what we're going to do. And Dylan, Connor, and I have been thinking about this all day. We've been putting together our mock drafts. I'm going to pick the odd-numbered teams. Dylan's going to pick the even-numbered teams. We'll finish with the Denver Broncos at 15. We're not going to get into the trades and all that sort of business. Maybe midweek we'll do an all-trade mock draft. Nobody can pick in the correct spot. I mean, that's sort of, where the mock drafts are going now. You'll notice at all the big places that do mock drafts, they're sort of done so many mock drafts. They're like, what if we did a mock draft where everybody traded for somebody? That's where they're at. Fortunately, we haven't been hammering the mock drafts this hard because this is our first one, so we can actually do a regular one instead of speculating all the way back in like December. So we'll kick it off. And if you'd like to weigh in on any of these picks leading up to the Broncos or the Broncos as well, I want to let you know you can do that at the ramoslaw.com text line, 303-713-1043. Let us know if we'd be a good GM or Bill O'Brien level GM. Could be anywhere in between. I don't know. I'm hoping it's not Bill O'Brien level, but we'll find out. I feel like I can't screw up the first pick in the draft, though. And with that first pick, Roger Goodell would come on this Skype screen in his den, which I better have a tiger and fountains. Joe Burrow, quarterback out of LSU. Not a huge shock, obviously, but that would be the first pick.
Way to go with the trend, Sean. Yeah. Way to not rock the boat and be different.
Cincinnati just desperately needs a quarterback and a guy who just finished the greatest offensive season for a passing quarterback in history that happens to be from the area. Yeah, there's not a fit there at all.
Oh, yeah. Not at all.
Well, okay, fine. Mr. Don't Like My Predictable Selection. What do you have for number 2?
Well, I'm also not going to rock the boat. I have the Washington Redskins taking Chase Young from Ohio State with the number 2 overall pick.
That makes sense. It'd actually be kind of fools for not doing it. I mean, any other year, he's number 1. It's easy. We're all talking about what's his ceiling. The number 1 pick in the draft, but in this case, he drops number 2.
I still think this year he should be if the Bengals cared about Andy Dalton, but clearly they're done with him.
I'm okay with them being done with Andy Dalton.
Yeah,
I get it. I don't think Andy Dalton's bad, but he kind of played out there, I think, in Cincinnati. So we move on to number 3, where the Detroit Lions select. Still going chalk. Jeff Okudah, cornerback out of Ohio State. That's 2 straight Buckeyes, if you were keeping track over the first 3 picks. But, yeah.
I mean, they did just trade away Darius Slay, so they need someone to take his place.
And it's entirely possible, who knows when we get down to it, that I wouldn't think Washington's going to be in play, but I think Detroit's pick is probably in play. I think they'd be happy to keep it, and they'd be happy to let either the Chargers or the Dolphins spend a bunch of money to picks and capital to move up.
Oh, I think the Lions are trading down.
But here's where it gets interesting, is at number 4, where things have been kind of all over the place. And Dylan, as the representative of the New York Giants, what are you doing?
So, with the number 4 pick, New York Giants have Saquon Barkley. They have Daniel Jones. They need to protect him. So I have the Giants taking Mekhi Becton with the number 4 overall pick. First offensive lineman off the board.
Ooh, wow. Okay. Becton out of Louisville, the workout warrior, was ridiculous at the combine. And you know what? That makes sense. Want to see if you can keep Saquon from getting beat up? Definitely keep Daniel Jones from getting beat up? Okay. I get it. That makes sense. Now, we thought the number 1 pick was pretty reliable. If this happens at number 5, this one probably is too. At number 5, the Miami Dolphins would select quarterback Tua Tagovailoa out of Alabama. I am paying no attention to all the smoke screens you're hearing that, they may not be interested in Tua. They've been interested in Tua for a year and a half. They sold off all their parts prior to the season. It wasn't straight tanking because they let Brian Flores and his Chargers try to get the wins, and they actually did. They overperformed by quite a bit. the intent was to see if they could get the first pick by stripping the talent down. It didn't work out. But in this case, they get their guy anyway at number 5. And if you've taken a look at what the Dolphins did in free agency and the many draft picks they have in this upcoming draft, they could turn things around in a hurry.
Especially with Tom Brady being out of the division.
That doesn't hurt either. Josh Allen is no Tom Brady. Sorry. He's just not.
Sorry, Buffalo.
I mean, he's faster. There's that. He is faster and taller. That's about it. So where are you going to number 6? That would be the Chargers.
So the Chargers
of Los Angeles.
The Chargers at number 6. They solved their quarterback issue, and I have the Chargers taking Justin Herbert out of Oregon.
That makes sense.
He's their new starter.
Oh, right off the bat, you don't think he's going to bide his time behind Tyrod Taylor, right? A little bit.
I don't think he's the starter week 1, but I think he's the starter week 16.
Yeah. Drew Lock style. The plan is to work him in by the end of the year. I think that's right. I think that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Makes a lot of sense. The Carolina Panthers are up next at number 7. The Panthers, we'll talk about that later, paid local product Christian McCaffrey a whole bunch of money. Well deserved. The heck with that second contract for running backs. Pay the man. Christian McCaffrey gets $16 million per. Well, he gets a little help with the number 7 selection. I mean, not on his side of the ball, but on defense where they select Derek Brown out of Auburn. So maybe they don't have to score 30 points a game to win. Guy is probably the best defensive interior lineman in the draft by a pretty wide margin. Guy claps the pocket. Carolina's, look, they may have paid McCaffrey a lot, but they're rebuilding. I don't know if they think they're going to go right to the Super Bowl with Teddy Bridgewater, who I like a lot, but I think Brown makes a lot of sense for them at number 7.
I can get behind that.
Yeah. Where are you going? Number 8 now is the Cardinals.
So, at number 8, the Arizona Cardinals select. I have them selecting Tristan Wirfs out of Alabama. They have a young quarterback in Kyler Murray, and now they actually have someone for him to throw the ball to. So he needs to stay on his feet long enough to get the ball to DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Wirfs, actually, even the Football Outsiders, they do a bit of a projection. ESPN used it today. Guys that they believe that would be Pro Bowl caliber. Tristan Wirfs had the highest odds of being a Pro Bowl player at 79% in the entire draft, regardless of position. And Kyler Murray's kind of small. So, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Number 9, this is where it gets intriguing. This is the Jacksonville Jaguars. And they end up with wide receiver Jerry Judy. Get Gardner Minshew another weapon, get a little more explosiveness in that offense, get a playmaker, get a star. Don't think a lot of people originally looked at maybe Jacksonville looking this direction, but Judy's too good of a talent. He lands in their lap, and they go for it. So Jerry Judy ends up going to Jacksonville. And to round it off, we'll stop at the top 10 for now. Finish it off with Cleveland Browns.
So I know every single mock has the Browns taking an offensive lineman here, but
oh, you're going to throw a wrench in my plans.
I am going to throw a wrench in your plans because there's a guy sitting there that should have been taken earlier. I have the Cleveland Browns taking Isaiah Simmons at number 10 overall.
I get it. I mean, he seems like he shouldn't even be there. So, yeah, I'm with you. That's a no-brainer. You got to grab him. A phenomenal talent to an already pretty interesting defense for the Browns. So I like it. I like that one a lot. So we can change until the NFL draft starts, by the way. So we're putting something together ourselves here. The fan listener mock draft that's presented by Bill's Sports Collectibles. So you make your selections for the top 15 picks of the draft. You get 1 point for every correct pick and 5 if you nail Denver's. The winning listener gets assigned Von Miller and DeMarcus Ware football. That's pretty cool. Just got handed that by Dylan. That's pretty. I didn't know about that. That's pretty cool. I assume we're ineligible. Dylan's nodding. We're ineligible.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I'm not going to get it right anyway. I know that. There's no chance I'll get it right. But you might. Make your picks now at 1043thefan.com. mock draft. We're going with our fan late night mock draft, version 1. We'll do another version 2 on Monday. We didn't want to inundate you with mock drafts. Just kind of get one week the week before, one the week of. We'll see. Fewer chances for us to humiliate ourselves that way by completely blowing it. That was my thought. Our top 10, Joe Burrow to Cincinnati, Chase Young to Washington, Jeff Okudah to Detroit. Mekhi Becton goes 4 to the Giants, Tua Tagovailoa, 5 to Miami. Justin Herbert, 6 to the Chargers. Derek Brown, 7 to Carolina. Tristan Wirfs goes 8 to Arizona. Jerry Judy, number 9 to Jacksonville. And Isaiah Simmons, in this case, falls all the way to 10, where the Cleveland Browns snatch him right up. Number 11 then falls to me. That is the New York Jets. I've said it before. I'm not huge on picking wide receivers in the first round. But then again, Sam Darnold deserves a break, doesn't he? It means the Jets select wide receiver CeeDee Lamb out of Oklahoma. Athletic, really, really talented receiver. Be a good fit there for the Jets. Great fit for Sam Darnold. So that leaves the Las Vegas Raiders. Aha.
Vegas Raiders.
I finally get the Los Angeles Chargers right. Now I got to do the Las Vegas Raiders.
Can we just call them the Raiders and not have to deal with
No,
Oakland or
because
Las
if I don't
Vegas,
practice, I'll never learn. So I have to just keep practicing it. It's the same thing. You just gotta do it till you get it right. Las Vegas Raiders. Dylan, you're
All
on the
right.
clock.
With the 12th pick in the draft, the Raiders select wide receiver Henry Ruggs at number 12.
That Al Davis somewhere would be smiling ear to ear. He would love that pick.
Broncos fans should too, because that means that they're not taking Ruggs.
You get the speediest guy in the draft, the wide receiver. He's like Darius Hayward-Bay, except he can actually catch the ball and run routes and stuff, like wide receiver stuff, like actual wide receiver stuff. I would think they'd be pretty excited about that. So Henry Ruggs goes to the Raiders. That leaves the San Francisco 49ers, who got up to 13 and would love to find someone opposite Deebo Samuel, but they just watched Jerry Jeudy, CeeDee Lamb, and Henry Ruggs just go off the board. So what do? Well, I have an answer for you. With the 13th pick, although they don't love doing it, they have to reach a little bit. They were planning on getting a wide receiver. They go grab T. Higgins out of Clemson, go get a big body, put him opposite Samuel, and realize that in most years, quite frankly, T. Higgins would have gone earlier anyway. At least that's what they tell all their fans in the Bay Area. And then they move on.
I'm surprised at you, Sean. I didn't even have T. Higgins written down on my options.
Yeah. Well, the Niners did. I mean, my version of the Niners did. I'm like a much less hard-hitting and talented John Lynch. So that's why so they're going to go with T. Higgins, 13. Number 14, according to the marketing campaign, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That's Dylan's pick.
I'm still a fan of the Tampa Brady Buccaneers.
No, I'm just going to call it Tampa now because it's so stupid and they insist on it. I'm just going to do it. They won't know. In Florida, they just made the WWE an essential service. Call it whatever they want. They're not paying attention.
But hey, Tom Brady and the Buccaneers with the 14th pick in the draft select Jedrek Wills, offensive tackle out of Alabama. They just got Tom Brady. They want to keep him upright.
Yeah, he was never super mobile. And you know, now in late 40s, like definitely, it's not late 40s, it's early 40s, I get it. Like late 60s for a football player, though. So you're going to absolutely have to protect him. That makes sense. That also warms my heart because I didn't figure that this player would be available at number 15 for the Denver Broncos, who, if I were running the show, and according, by the way, to all the rumors of late, if you buy into rumors, Denver Broncos would be pretty happy to have, well, this pick. That leaves immediate Garrett Bowles replacement, offensive tackle Andrew Thomas from Georgia available, and the Broncos pounce. Andrew Thomas is the guy atop my preferred draft list for the Broncos. I did not think, if you can see on YouTube, by the way, we stream on YouTube in case you didn't know that. So it's all live on YouTube. So if you're watching that and you really squint really hard, you can see my made-up mock draft that I expected all got scribbled up because Dylan and I just did this without consulting each other, for authenticity. We had to put a little bit of, we didn't want to script everything, but I had Andrew Thomas going, let's suffice to say, quite a bit earlier. Quite delighted he falls to 15, where the Broncos would probably come away with the most useful player that they could get at 15. I think, quite frankly, I think he's the best of those four. Maybe not immediately, but in the short 2 to 3 year window, I think he could be. So I would love it. I think it's terrific. So our 10 to 15 picks, Isaiah Simmons drops all the way to 10. For Cleveland, 11 is CeeDee Lamb of Oklahoma, goes to the Jets. Henry Ruggs then goes to the Raiders. T. Higgins in the first reach of the first round. That'd be the first reach. The one where the talking heads will talk about value pick, right? What a value will be Cleveland getting Isaiah Simmons at 10. And then the first team that will reach will be the 49ers when they go get T. Higgins at 13. Then Jedrek Wills, which would be another considered value pick probably for Tampa at 14, and then the Broncos get Andrew Thomas of Georgia. I'm in a great mood. It's Monday, but now it doesn't feel like Monday. I'm in a terrific mood now. I like this plan.
You also
I'm proud to be a part of it.
You also had Kinlaw available, too.
I know. Who's number 3 on my list. Behind Jerry Judy, who I figured is definitely gone. But in case a whole bunch of people, blow it, that's the one receiver I'd pick in the first round. That'd be fine. How'd you think about the picks? Like them? Hate them? We Bill O'Brien. Now, let's be honest. Neither of us are Bill O'Brien. Come on. Give ourselves a little credit here. Let us know. RamosLaw.com. Text line is 303-713-1043. If you like the Broncos landing Andrew Thomas with the 15th pick in the draft, I myself would like it a lot. That would be terrific fit for the Broncos. By the way, we know a lot of people have lost their jobs, have been finding themselves in a bad spot when it came to the coronavirus pandemic, that are looking for different spots or that are trying to find something to pick up in the interim. Fans trying to make that connection as well. 1043thefan.com/hiring. You'll find a list of companies that are looking to hire right now. So if you go there, you can go ahead and apply and hopefully get something that is either a new role for you or something extra or whatever it is you're looking for. Maybe there's a good fit for you with a local company that's hiring today. Go to 1043thefan.com/hiring to find out more. For the Broncos, in our mock draft, we end up with the Broncos getting Andrew Thomas for the number 15 pick in the draft. That I'm delighted. I love it.